there is no upward trend in the temperature for that region. The reason the snows are going away is not because of temperature changes, but probably because of a lowering of the cloud amounts and less precipitation.
Just last June, a study was published from the University of Washington arguing that the snows on Kilimanjaro were not melting because of global warming. Rather, it is the result of a process called sublimation, not because of rising temperatures due to global warming. But 60 Minutes makes no mention of that.
All right, how about another co-star? It's the so-called hockey stick graph. This is the version shown by Al Gore. However, the original version used by the IPCC contained a wide margin of error not shown in an Inconvenient Truth. Inconvenient, huh? Critics say there's even more missing.
There are two factors that most climatologists think happened that don't seem to be included in it, which are the Little Ice Age, which is a very cold period that ended in the late 19th century, and the medieval warm period around 1000 or so.
Since the third UN report, for which this was the smoking gun, there's been a fourth UN report. Does anybody see a hockey stick in there anywhere? I can't see you. It's not in there. Guess what? It's airbrushed out in classic fashion, and they don't even mention why it's not here. What hockey stick? I didn't see any hockey stick.
Clearly, I mean, these guys haven't seen the movie, right? Because any movie with charts and graphs this big, I mean, they've got to be right.
Now, here's one of Al Gore's favorite charts, comparing CO2 levels and temperature.
When there is more carbon dioxide, the temperature gets warmer. Look how far above the natural cycle this is, and we've done that.
We? Meaning you and me? I guess it looks pretty convincing. Gore assumes here that CO2 levels are causing temperatures to rise, but look, could it be the other way around?
We now know for certain that the temperature changes before the CO2. And one of the fundamental assumptions that Gore doesn't understand is that in the theory of global warming due to humans is the CO2 goes up, the temperature will go up. Well, the ice core record shows it's exactly the opposite.
Now what about that really cool animation of Florida and Manhattan drowning? Cool, huh? You've seen these horrific scenarios everywhere based purely on catastrophic hypotheticals that dramatically exaggerate even what the UN says. It's Al Gore's best supporting actor. The word if.
Where he's misleading is that he gives the impression that this is something that is likely to happen. The likelihood of this is next to nil.
The IPCC report is that the upper limit of sea level rise by the year 2100 is going to be about 23 inches.
That's why Al Gore makes up 20 feet. The truth isn't scary.
Just look at the difference between Greenland's ice melt in Al Gore's scenario when spread out over a century versus what the IPCC projects.
To come up with 20 feet is really grasping at straws.
Somebody could Google right now, and you watched the movie and you said, oh, geez, I wish people would just Google this fact. In the movie, Inconvenient Truth, what would be the one fact they should Google?
Well, the cause and effect relationship of CO2 and temperatures. Obviously, temperatures go up throughout history. The scientific literature is fairly clear, fairly uniform. Temperatures go up, then CO2 concentrations go up. CO2 does not drive temperature.
You're looking at Al Gore. You know, what his movie said is the sea levels are going to rise 20 feet. That's been totally debunked. There's no truth to that. He said that it's going to start precipitating a warm winter. The winter was the coldest we've had in my state of Oklahoma. I don't know where it was, how it was the rest of the place. Also, they said it'd precipitate hurricanes. We had the mildest hurricane season that we've had in the last 20 years.
That's
so
only one year.
nothing that was in his movie has turned out to be well. True. But there are a lot of little kids going to bed at night, half scared to death that the sea levels are going to wipe them out.
Senator, here's the other thing. I think Al Gore was wrong because I heard the truth today. We had it on the radio program today. Ted Turner has come out and said that in 30 to 40 years, first he said it would be 10 years and then he corrected himself, and I'm like, whew. In 30 to 40 years, that we will all be living in broken environments like Somalia. There will be 8 degrees warmer, and in 30 to 40 years, those humans that are left will be cannibals.
Yeah, but you remember right before the Christmas holidays, I was on your show and announcing that 400 scientists have come through and said, hey, we used to believe that. It's just not true. The science is not there. But no one will talk about it.
Nobody's talked about the cannibal thing. That's new
Hey, if you
information.
really want to do something, I've got a website. EPW stands for Environment and Public Works. EPW.senate.gov, and then click on to welcome Glenn Beck viewers. If you want to know more about it, you'll get it there.